you guys. It's me, Rebecca. I've got some great news to tell you. Okay, so the last couple of weeks I've been sharing a ton of essential oils. And I've noticed that I've come up against a few specific problems. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I wish everyone knew these foundational things about health. Like, for instance, I spent almost an entire evening trying to help a gentleman troubleshoot what was up with his back, because his lower back, like his middle lower back, was always bugging him. So we like did everything we could to figure out a pain mechanism for him, and it turns out after everything that we did that finally someone said, oh, he never drinks water. And I was like, oh, his kidneys hurt. Like, that's a foundational step, right? Drinking water. And another gal that I worked with, she was even doing like all of the foundational layers right. Everything was beautiful as far as her physical health goes, but she still had this underlying major depression, and we couldn't figure it out for it took us a couple months of troubleshooting, and then finally it came up in conversation that she didn't feel like she had a purpose in life. Like, she literally wasn't serving the world in a way that was meaningful to her. So like, that's a piece that was missing, right? Okay, and then also, I was working with a gentleman on a number of different issues and realized that all of those issues would have been resolved if we could have just gotten him better sleep. So, guys, there's some foundations that are super important, and we gotta work on them. So here's the 7 foundations. I know you've heard me talk about these before, but I'm gonna lay them out for you in this video and then show you why it's so important and the exciting news that I have to share with you about these 7 foundations. Okay, so the number 1 most important foundation is having healthy guts. So that includes eating the right foods, making sure that we're getting all of the micronutrients that might not be getting from our diet, making sure that our guts are as healthy as can be. That's number 1. Ta-da! All right, so I hope you can see that. Healthy guts. All right, the second thing is we have to have healthy levels of activity. If we're sedentary, or if we hurt so we can't move, or whatever that looks like for you, getting from where you are to a healthier level of activity can often solve a lot of issues. So here's number 2. Dun, 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 dun. All right. The third foundation is keeping a healthy perspective. So this has to do with knowing who you are and telling yourself the right things, and having the right knowledge about who you are and what you're doing. Right? It's a healthy perspective. Dun, dun, dun. So, they're the colors of the rainbow. Don't you love it? Okay, sorry. Focus, Rebecca. The green one, or the heart category, is having a clean space. So this has to do with green living. Maybe you've got some toxins on the inside of you. Maybe you've got some emotional crap or baggage on the outside of you. Whatever it is that is keeping you from being in your environment, that's keeping you from being your best, we can address it with making sure your space is clean. So I can teach you good stuff about that. Okay, the next one is super important. I'm finding even more important sometimes than the other categories, and that is our social interaction. So are we having healthy relationships? Are we keeping a good mindset when it comes to other people? So the next one is healthy social interaction. Not that oils can fix this, you guys, but if we have ourselves in the right frame of mind, we can often mend a lot of the issues that we're having with other folks. I'm sure most of you would agree. Okay, so the next level of foundation of like taking care of this has to do with self-care. So we can't be healthy if we're not taking care of ourselves. I don't know if you can see this, but this is supposed to be light blue, and that's supposed to be dark blue. Hopefully that comes together. And then the very last category is called Pay It Forward, and it has to do with serving the world in a meaningful way, in a way that heals your own heart. Okay, So those are all of the categories, and if any one of those is really suffering, then none of them are going to be their best, none of them. So I've created this system, and doTERRA uses a very similar system to teach you guys about the foundation, about what are the necessary steps in order for me to feel my very, very best. How do I have the best mental health? How do I get rid of this pain? How do I have a healthy tummy? Sometimes the answer is more than just, here's digestion for your tummy. Sometimes it's deeper, and sometimes the deepness is 7 layers down. So this is what I teach. I know you guys know this, but the really cool, exciting announcement, are you ready? I should have a drum roll. I've condensed what I know about these 7 foundations into an essential oil masterclass for you. What? Essential oil masterclass for you, for all of you, for anyone who cares to learn what I know about essential oils and other natural remedies. It's in this class and you can learn it. So as you attend different classes, there are 7 categories of classes, and as you attend different classes, you will be able to check off each of these foundations, each of these categories, until you have finished all 7 master classes. And as you go, you'll get a portfolio built up of the additional advanced stuff that I can't teach in an intro class, but I still want you guys to know. So you'll start to develop a portfolio of all the cool things that you have been learning about essential oils, so that when something happens, like your daughter comes in with a gaping gash screaming, oh my gosh, this is what I need to do. I will give you a punch card so that we can punch all of the different categories of classes that you're taking, and I'll give you a cute little magnet so you can stick it on your fridge, so that when you come to classes or after the class, you can punch that class so you can remember that you've done it. And when you're all finished, when you make it through all of these different layers of classes, you'll get a certificate that says that you finished my master class, and you'll be able to be naturally strong at teaching your family members and your loved ones also how to be naturally strong. Are you so excited? I'm so excited. Okay, so for those of you that are live with me in person, you can come to my classes. And if you're not, and you're on Facebook, like those of you who are hopping on right now, hi guys, you'll be able to watch my classes live, or I will record them and you can watch them afterwards. And I will usually have a question or two for you guys that have to do it, remotely, so that I can tell that you watched the class. And then I can keep track and check stuff off for you. And when we're all finished, you'll get a certificate and you will be naturally strong certified. Thanks so much for watching, you guys, and keep watching, because every Thursday night at 6:30, I'm going to have one of these classes rolling every single week. You'll be able to learn more about the next foundation of healthy living every single week. Love you. Talk to you soon.